I just watched an SDR at a $2 billion company spend around 45 minutes researching just a single prospect. He had 10 different browser tabs opened up, and he was jumping between LinkedIn, their company website, news articles, and a bunch of other stuff to find something. And even after all that struggle, he barely found just 2 usable insights. Now imagine doing that for 50 accounts a week and multiple prospects per account. That's nearly 40 to 50% of their week gone in just researching and clicking around the internet. So if your reps are still manually researching prospects, you're literally burning money on fire. In the next 3 minutes, I'll show you how AI agents can now automate 90% of this research and how we've set this up for SaaS teams to go from just 1% reply rate to 10% reply rates consistently on their outbound campaigns. The reality is that most outbound teams still operate like it's 2015. Your reps spend 30 to 45 minutes per account doing the exact same routine. They scroll on the prospect's LinkedIn profile to find any relevant content. Then they check funding news or search for job changes and open up 6 different tools just to copy and paste data into their CRM. That's nearly 15 to 20 hours a week your reps are wasting just collecting information and not talking to a single prospect. And you know it too. When reps are overwhelmed, you get generic messages, low replies, and burned leads. Here's what smart sales leaders are doing instead. They're using the best go-to-market tools like Clay with AI agents to automate the entire research process. Let me break it down on how we are doing this in 3 simple steps. Step 1. We use Clay plus AI agents to scan every company in your total addressable market. We look for signals like recent funding, hiring, layoffs, tech stack changes, geographic expansion, leadership changes, news mentions, and more relevant signals like these. The AI agent can visit the prospect's website in real time and get us SDR level intel in a few seconds. Step 2. Then we use these agents to research every prospect in our targeted account list at scale. It can check for their LinkedIn activity, like recent posts or job changes or any relevant content that they've shared. It can even find stuff like their podcast appearances or recent conferences that they've attended or some awards that they've won, and it organizes all this data automatically in a Clay table. Step 3. Then we take all this data and feed it to our AI models like Twain or Octave, which then writes hyper-personalized messages referencing relevant details about each prospect. And each message feels like you have spent 30 minutes researching before writing that. But if you're selling something high value, especially to enterprise accounts, you should always keep a human in the loop. Your SDRs can use these messages as drafts and make final edits before hitting send. Or you can choose to give them all relevant data points in bullets and have them write the messaging from scratch. And if you have a huge TAM and your product is in high touch, you can fully automate this process end to end, from finding the right accounts to sending the relevant messages. Either way, 90% of the grunt work is already done. Here's what teams see after we set this up. 1. Research time drops from 20 hours per week to just 2 hours per week. Response rates jump from 2% to 10% because each message is relevant and personalized. 3. SDRs can focus on having real conversations instead of doing data entry work. This is a full system we built and maintain for B2B teams, and it's worth trying if you're tired of wasted hours and generic outreach. So if your sales team is still doing manual research, then you're wasting the effort and time, and no wonder why your pipeline is dried up. So here's the deal. You can either choose to burn 40 hours a week chasing intel or let a system deliver researched, scored, and prioritized accounts every morning for your sales team. Let your reps do what they were hired for. Let me know in the comments which part of your SDR research process takes the most time right now. I'll reply with a loom breaking down exactly how we've automated this step by step for other teams.